Artillery sucks. Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to another one of my Hearts of Iron 4 challenges. And it seems like artillery only is all the rage this week. And you asked me to do that too, and everyone is doing it. ISP is doing it, I think Spiffing Brit is doing it too. Everyone is doing artillery only. So, I'm gonna do that too. I'm going to need to set some arbitrary rules so that I can exploit them later. So, essentially, we're gonna play as Germany, quite obviously, and we have to capitulate the Comintern and the Allies. Let's start. Yeah, I had to delete some saves. Right. We're only allowed to use the basic artillery battalion, this one. As for support companies, those can be whatever. What else? We can have other units, we just can't use them. Why is that? Well, because I do start with some units and many German focuses depend on having a lot of units. It's just going to be more convenient. I mean, I could just deploy a lot of artillery ahead of time, but I don't even have the army experience to do this, so training some other units should help with that. We can only use artillery battalions when we're fighting someone. Before we're fighting someone, this should be fine. And of course we can use Air Force and Navy as well. But for the Grand Forces, only artillery battalions. Now this challenge, the artillery only challenge, is designed to torture YouTubers. Why? Well, because artillery sucks. On its own. It has no organization and no hit points. Let me show you. If we just put one artillery battalion in, sorry, not anti-air, just one artillery battalion here. Hit points 0.6. Organization 0. What we're going to have to do is boost it through support companies. So see, now we have some organization, as well as through buffing the battalions themselves. Also, we'll have to use a lot of support from Air Force and so on. There are essentially 3 ways to do this challenge. 1 is get super lucky, 2 get very frustrated, and 3 put a lot of work in and actually make it work. I'm going to try the last option. I'm going to actually make it work, but it's going to take a very long time. And yeah, this is going to be a game in which for the most of the time I'm just building myself up and then attack later. Also do some political meddling, hopefully that will be helpful. We are going to need a lot of political power, which is why I'm going to let the MEFO bills expire. They do have a nice effect on military factory construction building, but I think we'll benefit more from the extra political power if we just let them expire. I know we can reduce the cost through Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia, but that will not be necessary. Alright, let's start. We're going to first do Rhineland for the extra political power and to open up other paths. We'll also need to do the 4-year plan and some stuff connected to that. But for now, yes, let's start with Rhineland. Also, we'll need a lot of manpower in the field. So let's get all our troops selected and switch them all to tanks. Why? Well, because then we will free up a lot of infantry equipment. Before we do that though, I need to train as many cavalry units as possible. Why cavalry? Well, because we need to get a lot in the field quickly, so that we can use the nice focuses. Now, all of you will switch to panzer divisions. Why? Well, so that we can free up the infantry equipment to deploy. We're just going to be playing the long game. So all the stuff that boosts our research and our construction will be welcome. As for doctrines, we need to go with superior firepower doctrine for 2 reasons. For this path, to do organization and soft attack boosts, and for this path, because at the end here we get all frontline battalions organization +5, which is going to be huge for artillery battalions. I know it's not much, but they have almost nothing. So yeah, we're gonna need to be doing the doctrine as well. Let's make sure to make some convoys all the time, they'll be useful. As well as some submarines. Submarines are great, contrary to popular belief. They're just great for one strike, usually. But now, strangely enough, I'm just going to focus on infantry equipment for a moment, because I'm going to need to deploy a lot of units. Then we'll switch to almost or all artillery production after aerial stuff. As for our factories, we're going to need to build up a lot of civilian industry and mix infrastructure with just maxing out civilian stuff. All civilian factories for now. And let's start boosting our ideology in the United States immediately. Why? Well, because we don't want them in the Allies. We could try and do the same thing to France, but it's just so much fun conquering them, so let's leave it as is. I think we are good to unpause. Now I need to switch them back to infantry. This way we'll have a lot of manpower in the field. Our early priority is to get all the manpower in the field that we can, so that the nice focuses will unlock. Now we wait and hire silent workhorses. Yeah, let's deploy these immediately. And train some more cavalry. It is going to be switched to infantry immediately, so that we can have a lot of manpower in the field. We're not going to be using them for anything, because we're not allowed to, because they're not artillery, which is a pity, because they're just so much better. Alright, Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. Now we're going to send some Lend-Lease to Nationalist Spain to make sure they're going to be victorious. Essentially, this game is going to be a very, very long build-up, and then finally we attack with all artillery and take out everyone. Hopefully, or we get destroyed. I could go straight to Anschluss, but Austria is doing construction efforts and such, which are going to be quite helpful to us. So let's not go straight to Anschluss, let's do Taureor plan instead. We're not in a hurry. And let's hire a silent workhorse, and then another one. We do have a lot of infantry. If I use it to fight anyone, then we failed the challenge. So I'm not going to, of course. Another advisor available. Let's get another silent workhorse and research Grossraumwirtschaft. Yeah, I'm gonna let this expire. I'm going to have more use for the political power than for the bonuses from this. Let's do autarky. We got rid of the bills. That was intentional. Let's get the captain of industry to build up stuff faster. I'm purposely delaying the Anschluss because Austria is doing all the nice efforts that are going to be very helpful to us. That makes me think I might want to get the extra research slot before we do any of those things. Yeah, let's let them develop on their own. Usually doing all these offensive focuses early is a good idea, but in that case, I don't really think so. Industrial concern. We've done the extra research slot. It's time for the Anschluss. I'm doing all the research boosting technologies, even though they are so very much ahead of time. Anschluss is done. We take everything and continue to Sudetenland, as well as finally switch to war economy. We can start influencing some other countries. Start with the Netherlands and Belgium, Bulgaria, and Switzerland. Oh, China things happened. Seems like Nationalist Spain is trying to push back. Hopefully that will be successful. Influencing ideologies in some countries. Sudetenland is ours. Let's continue to fate of Czechoslovakia. Extensive conscription. You can see I'm researching a lot of stuff ahead of time, which doesn't seem like the best choice, but once we have all the bonuses for research done, all the research that we're not doing now will just swiftly be completed. We're gonna take everything. In my opinion, the best way to handle this is to just release Slovakia and then release Czechoslovakia as well. But in this game, I'm going to need to take quite a lot of territory peacefully. I'm gonna need space for my factories, so I'm gonna take everything. And same will unfortunately have to go for Yugoslavia. Speaking of which, let's demand Slovenia. Oh, Nationalist Spain won, I didn't notice. Let's stop that Lend-Lease then. We've demanded Slovenia. Next, first Ljubljana Award. Let's hire Mr. Heisenberg, the nuclear scientist. Yes, we want to go with nukes. If all goes well, we'll get some fascists in the government in the next election. Now we do Fate of Yugoslavia. Fate of Yugoslavia, annex all of Yugoslavia. Yeah, we could really benefit from having Serbia, Montenegro and Croatia as puppets, but, as I mentioned before, I'm going to need all the land I can get. Our next move has to be align Romania. We need to do this now for two reasons. We need to get Hungary and Romania as puppets before the Soviet Union, decides to maybe attack Romania, and we need Romania to stop their guarantee of Greece, so we can get Greece as a puppet as well. We've aligned Romania, now we align Hungary. Let's get the Focke-Wulf Company. Align Hungary is done, and Hungary will now accept an invitation to our faction. Let's do that, and we need to get Romania as well, but that will take a moment. Ooh, pro-allied government, that's not good. Oh, but they just can't join because the world tension is too low. Alright, world tension should go up soon. In the meantime, we need to do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. We can invite Romania to our faction, let's do that, and integrate war economies, which is going to make Hungary and Romania our puppets. We're going to have to send them some Lend-Lease to lower their autonomy. An artillery design company. I can invite Bulgaria to our faction already. Well, I'm surprised, but yes, please. And after we do this focus, we could do Greece. However, we might need to rush Ribbentrop-Molotov, I'm not sure. Probably Greece first is better. The Great War Economies is done, and we can invite Italy to our faction. Let's do that. Let's carve up Greece now. Let's get more involved in our aerial production. We're gonna need to be making close air support, heavy fighters, and strategic bombers. Now that we have Romania as a puppet, we can get some oil on the cheap. Rubber is a different story, unfortunately. Let's start working on switching ideology in Turkey. I'm leaving one spot empty in each province. Why? Well, because we want to build nuclear reactors everywhere. Carve up Greece. I'll give a bit to Bulgaria, sure. Last focus in this path, fate of Greece, they're gonna become our puppet. Should we turn Luxembourg fascist and make it join our faction? Yes, let's do it. Greece submits, and we have a Greek puppet. Great. Our faction grows. Now it's time to take care of Poland. Now, we could befriend Poland, but we'll actually benefit more from not attacking them, but having the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Now, once we do Molotov-Ribbentrop and the Soviet Union attacks Poland, we will get half of Poland. And let's start researching nuclear reactors. I know this is way ahead of time, but we're gonna need some nukes. No, we're not gonna do alliance with the USSR. Let's reassert Eastern claims. Maybe we'll get Memo for free. Soviet Union attacked Finland. We can invite them to our faction, but that's a very bad idea. Let's not do that. Let's instead start boosting party popularity in Denmark. We have to closely monitor the Soviet Union so that we can maneuver them into a war with the Allies. Soon we'll be able to reduce the independence of Hungary and Romania, and then start building stuff in their territory instead of sending them guns. Reichsautobahn is done. Next order of business, Plan Z, and befriending all the Scandinavian countries. We can lower the autonomy of Hungary. Wonderful. We'll start building stuff in their territory and cancel the Lend-Lease. Momentarily. Unfortunately, I forgot that I won't be able to deploy ships without manpower, and wasted so many years of production. Let's disband some units. Also lower the autonomy of Romania. Oh! We've switched the ideology of the Americans. Yay! Wonderful. Let's cancel boost popularity. They will not be joining the Allies anymore. Great. I don't even need them in my faction. I just don't want the others to have them in their faction. The Soviet Union has finished its focus. That gives us a war goal in Poland, but they haven't attacked yet. So hopefully I can still make this happen. What am I going to make happen? Well, I'm going to make the Allies guarantee Poland before the Soviets attack it, and thus put the Soviets at war with the Allies. Let's see if that works out. Yes, there go the guarantees. Cancel justification. Now when the Soviet Union attacks Poland, and it will because it has a war goal, we'll have a war between the Allies and the Soviets, while we just sit and wait. Or maybe they won't attack, but they probably will. And there you go. They've attacked Poland. They're gonna win. I'm gonna get half. But they're also going to be at war with the Allies, which is going to be helpful to me, especially since America is not going to be in the Allies. In the meantime, we've managed to change the ideology in Switzerland. Let's cancel boosting popularity there and get working on Sweden and Norway. The Americans attacked Chile. You know, this might actually be quite useful to us. Let's boost Portugal as well. We want to get as many allies as we can. From Plan Z, we can befriend Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and the Netherlands. Help us get some more friends. Oh, Rex is Belgium. We should be able to invite them to our faction once we start deploying all the planes and the like, which will make us much more powerful. See, when the Russians are done with Poland, I should receive a large chunk of the territory, but probably some will be left to the Allies because they'll have it garrisoned. Still, we'll get some territory for nothing. Let's get Iran on our side as well. We've done befriended Denmark. Let's do Netherlands next, because they are at risk of joining the Allies. We've befriended the Netherlands. Hopefully we can get them into our faction soon. Now let's do Norway and Sweden, and then we can focus on boosting our air force a bit. Let's start preparing a template for our final artillery divisions. We're gonna need to be using support companies. I haven't researched all of them yet. And just artillery here. For now, let's make a tiny template so we can get on making it the way we want to, and I'll be modifying it as we go along. I need to unlock some support companies. Yeah, this is the initial template for this. Now we need to unlock support companies for it. Which ones? Well, we need to unlock the ones that have the most organization and hit points, and maybe give some better stuff. So, hit point 1, organization 20. Hit points 1, organization 10. So not this one. Organization 20, hit points 2. Wonderful. Field hospital, good. Maintenance 20 and 1, acceptable. 1 and no organization, so no military police. 20 and 2 and 20 and 2. Alright, so we're going to do engineers, recon, maintenance, hospital, and signal. We can invite the Netherlands, which is now Dutch Rijk, to our faction. Hopefully we'll get Belgium soon as well. Yeah, the stronger we get, the more afraid they are of us. Here, have some planes right next to your border. Maybe that will convince them. Oh, it did actually convince them. Cool. Invite to faction. We now have Belgium and the Netherlands on our side, and we're working on Scandinavia. Japan attacked the Philippines. Alright, so there's a war between the Americans and Japan, but the rest of the allies are not involved. Befriend Sweden. Invite Switzerland to our faction. The war between the Soviets and the allies is going very slowly. Let them fight each other and get weaker while I grow stronger. Who else should we influence? How about Afghanistan? Lower Greek independence. We can invite the United States into our faction. That means we would have to fight Japan. Are we interested in that? Does sound interesting. Having the United States would certainly be helpful. It's not like Japan can beat them up. Let's join them. And maybe Italy can beat up Japan. Who knows? Wait a minute. Is Japan at war with the Allies as well? They are. Why though? The Soviets are pushing in Poland. Lower Romanian independence. We should soon be getting half of Poland. Let's maybe do some anti-air as well. The Americans are calling us to war. I suppose I could accept it's a defensive war. We lost some stability. Maybe that was a mistake. No, but they're gonna send me Blend-Lease. Sure, whatever. Now we're at war with Japan. Come on, Soviet Union, gimme. How are we doing with that ideology turning? Not too well. Oh, Soviets honored the pact. Yeah, we got everything apart from Gdańsk, or Danzig if you prefer. Oh, we didn't get Silesia either. That's a pity, but not too much of a problem. Now we have new territory to build stuff in. Because we're not at war with Poland, this is not occupied territory, it's ours. How's that nuclear research going? 1 more year. Yeah, I really should have hired Goebbels to get my fascist support up. This is an offensive war. I thought it was a defensive one. Oh, right, we were called into the war against Chile. Yeah, I shouldn't have joined that war. Now we're gonna have some trouble inviting people to our faction. Let's modify our template. Add the companies we're going to want there in the end. Hospitals, maintenance, signal, recon, and engineers. Save it. And I want to train 600 of those units. Exactly 600. I'm going to be disbanding the infantry. It's finally time, because we will be fighting relatively soon. Exactly 600. No deploying place. We'll be modifying them while they train. Am I overdoing it with the planes? No, I don't think so. Still need to wait for all the nukes to come in. We're about to finish researching nuclear reactors, and then we can build up our nuclear bombs. I still need to research Wunderwaffe, which means wonder weapon. Like Wonder Woman, but better. And we've switched Luxembourg to fascist. Welcome to the Axis, Luxembourg. And we finished researching the nuclear reactors. We still don't know how to make bombs, but it's good to have the reactors beforehand, especially since they do take quite a while to construct. And then we also finished the last concentrated industry effort, so we can build up military factories in any space that is left. After this, soon we'll have nuclear weapons, and the world will tremble. The fact that Wunderwaffe is done means we can start researching nuclear bombs. We've also turned Turkey fascist. We can invite Denmark. There you go. Closed economy might be a bit overkill. Maybe we should just do limited export. No, let's do closed economy. Whatever. Japan is actually doing quite well. Oh, Greece is helping. Yeah, the research boost from free trade was quite significant. It's a pity we don't have it anymore. Actually, it seems we were better off. We had more factories when we were just buying the resources and exporting them. Closed economy might have been a bad call for me. Maybe I should go back to free trade. Yes, I probably should. Never should have switched from free trade. I need to go back to it. Ah, Norway has switched. Good. Cancel boosting popularity, invite to faction. Let's go back to free trade. It was a mistake to get out of it. Let's see. We now have all of this. Hopefully we can get Spain and Portugal in as well, and Turkey. Yay! Artillery is almost sufficient, but I will still add more companies to our template. And we have finished researching the nuclear bombs. We only have 13 reactors so far, but I'm building a lot more. And soon we'll have a nuclear arsenal. Rebellions in the Americas. Interesting. Falangist Bolivia attacked Bolivia, and same in Mexico. Well, maybe we can get some more people into our faction this way. But let's modify our template further to get some more people into these armies. 2 nukes ready. Production looking good. Just a year or 2 more. And we can destroy people. Falangist Bolivia failed. And Snarkist Mexico is failing too. Sweden has landed in Japan. Let's modify this further. I want to have all my manpower used as these guys. They will have amazing attack, but horrible organization and hit points. Oh, Portugal has switched ideologies. Let's disband the rest of these infantry troops and only focus on artillery. British Parliament debates intervention in the Benelux. That is interesting. They might declare war on us, actually. Whoops. The UK has just attacked Belgium. Right, do we want to get involved? I suppose I could quickly secure France. Alright, what we're going to do is deploy all our units. They're currently at this template, 18 width, and horrible organization and hit points, but hey, that's what we're supposed to use. Let's deploy all of them and put them into nice, neat little armies. I think I should probably help with Japan, because I don't want to be fighting two wars simultaneously. Also, as we are at war with Japan, and Britain is at war with Japan, and we're about to be at war with Britain, and also Japan is at war with Britain, and the Soviets are at war with Britain, I don't want to get into a war with the British right at the moment. They've attacked Belgium, but I think Belgium can defend itself. So what I'm going to do is not get involved in this war at the moment. Instead, I'm going to send some troops to Japan to hopefully secure it quickly and get this over with so we can focus on the Allies, so we're only in one major war at a time. Italy has a foothold here. It might be enough for my purposes. 1,000 heavy fighters here and 1,000 heavy fighters here. Let's send 1,000 strategic bombers there. Belgium is doing all right. We can annex Romania, but we don't really want to. I wonder if we're doing a lot of damage. How did you get here? Probably had military access. Yeah, we don't need to worry about them too much. I want to end the Japanese thing before we start fighting the Allies. And we've landed. We have way more troops, and even though they're weak because they're just artillery, we should be victorious. Now, I suppose I could always nuke them. Maybe we won't need to. Nuke Japan. No, let's do Japan without nuking. Damn, these guys are slow. Let's cut these guys off. Let's clean this area up. Unfortunately, it's all going to Italy. I suppose that's not a big deal. Shouldn't take too long now. This is bizarre. Japan has capitulated, and here comes a peace conference. Alright, what happens? Oh, everything has happened already. Did I just not have enough war score? Well, that's a pity. I wanted something. Whatever. Okay, let's click done. United Kingdom took 11 states. America took 9 states. Chile was next. Democratic. They made everything here democratic. Japan was puppeted by who? Japan is a puppet of America. Oh, cool. Alright, I suppose we can focus on Britain now. My troops and my planes are being set up to beat up France. Oh, we can finally invite the Turkish Empire to a faction. Yes, yes we can. And nationalist Spain. Cool. Oh, 4 of Gibraltar. Oh, you joined the war already. You're invading France. Okay, that means I have to join as well. Or do I just take everything that I need? Oh yeah, let's join the defensive one. That's gonna be good for us. Yay! Alright, and we can invite someone. New Afghan Khanate and the New Persian Empire. Let's do that. Perfect. It's going to be very helpful against the Soviets. And our troops are on their way. But there are some problematic provinces down here as well. And I certainly can nuke those. Oh, and all of you guys, yes. That too. We are in a defensive war now, so theoretically, I should be able to go to full mobilization. Nukes coming up. Let's watch this. I can go to total mobilization. Let's do that. And do women in the workforce. And some more propaganda against the Soviet Union, because we can. Should work out nicely. Alright, now let's watch the nukes. Boom. Okay, so how are we doing with those artillery units? It's not the best. Already lost quite a lot of troops. Yeah, see, they're very good at attacking. They have a lot of attack. But the moment they start taking damage, they just die. Which is why artillery only is such a horrible thing to do. This is looking good, but actually we're losing quite a lot of troops. 8 out of 24, 18 out of 24. Yeah, this is far from perfect. What do you want me to join? Oh, China. That works for China. I'm going to have to decline that because of I don't know. Maybe I should accept it. Yeah, what the hell. Let's accept it. Let's take Dunkirk. Yeah, see, if we supplement the artillery with nukes, that's working quite well. It should be nuke shooting artillery, like the Fat Man from Fallout. Yeah, something like that would work. France has capitulated. Wonderful. Okay, it's time to set up some invasions of the United Kingdom. As setting up invasions takes a long time, I'm going to have to make some of these armies smaller. 5 naval invasions should work out nicely. We're gonna need to send our planes to take care of their navy and air force as well. Fortunately, close air support planes can destroy ships. And we're also going to send some to the UK itself. Question of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia doesn't even exist anymore. And we can invite Portugal. Let's invite Portugal. So the Swedish are already trying to land naval invasions. My planes are doing quite a lot of good here. Let's activate the naval invasions and send our ships. Give you an admiral. And send you on convoy escort in the English Channel. Dominion of Canada has been called in. Not for long. Sweden has landed and I could just use this bit. Alright, you were successful. How about this one? You were successful as well. Okay, you know what? I don't want to give Sweden too much control, so I'm just gonna move everyone here. Should probably train more troops. How many have I lost? And some more manpower, apparently. Let's go to service by requirement. Yeah, I'm doing from the Reichskommissariats. I'm not gonna need it, but I want to see the decision. Haven't tried it yet. This army's leaving. It has left now. And we're gonna have a port. Everyone's doing naval invasions. Let's make sure we get the most of it. But everyone is doing naval invasions because our planes secured the area completely. We should have just used the garrison order on these. I've set them to aggressive as well. Oh, we should nuke them. There you go. Have 2 nukes. And London have 3 nukes. And whoever is sitting on this province have a nuke. That should help a bit. But London is still standing. Have 3 more. To make bombing of London. And another one. Shouldn't you guys surrender just because of that? Just manually send them. Go to Liverpool and then go to Glasgow and Edinburgh. United Kingdom has capitulated. Will that be a peace conference already? No, it's not a peace conference. Who else is a major power? British Raj. Ah, crap. I can just send troops there. Since Afghanistan and Iran are in our faction, we can just attack from there. Oh, we can improve national spirit. That is actually great for us. Now, I don't really care who gets what in this. We are the faction leader. We don't need to worry about stuff like that. This is a little weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. Taken Calcutta. How about now? Haha, yes. Okay, the British Raj has capitulated. We don't have as much war score as the Soviet Union, but we do have quite a lot. Puppeting people, that is certainly something we'll be interested in. Peace conference is over. And let's have a look at the world in the factions map mode. Alright, we managed to take most of the stuff, though not all of it. Now it is time to beat up the Soviet Union. The problem with the Soviet Union is it had the whole game to build up its strength, just like we did. I was going to attack them from all sides and so on, but I decided it's not necessarily the best choice. I'm going to just garrison this border here, attack them, and use my planes to bomb them into extinction, while I stockpile more nukes. And once I've stockpiled a lot of nukes, well then we're going to press forward, nuking everything in our path. Some of our troops are still on the way, but it should be fine. Let's just attack. But not call anyone in. We have level 10 forts with air superiority here, so there's no chance of them getting through into our territory. And I'm gonna bomb them quite a lot. Yeah, I've put up troops here. I suppose I could nuke Gdańsk, because there's a lot of troops there. But we're gonna be saving the rest of the nukes for our actual attack. You guys have finished your duties. Poland has capitulated. See how weak those artillery units are. This is just horrible. You know what? I'm gonna annex France. Execute case Anton. We don't really care about their fleet, so I'm going to ignore the fact that we need troops somewhere. And build up nuclear reactors there. There you go. French scuttle fleet. Yeah, whatever. Don't really care about that. All the French territory is now ours, so let's do infrastructure and nuclear reactors. Just, you know, to reinforce my armies when they inevitably get killed. Alright, we've reached Moscow with our planes. Cool. Can we bomb it? Yes, we can. I wonder how many nukes would I need to drop to make them consider surrendering. Let's drop 5 nukes on their capital and a few on the other provinces that have some victory points. Boom, Moscow has been bombed. Atomic bombing of Moscow and a few other places. It did affect them a bit. What if I continue doing that? All the victory points that we can reach. We'll lose 3.3 war support. War support impact will be largest in provinces with 10 infrastructure and at least 3 victory points. Another round. Let's have a look. Still 21%. Seems like we need to drop 1 in each of those provinces. Something new you learn every day. I haven't been nuking people for a long time because usually, by the time you get nukes, the game's over. Doesn't seem to have changed anything. Ooh, 10 war support. Let's do that. Is this war support going back up? It seems to have done nothing. So many nukes wasted. I'm a bit angry now. So what? So this regenerates. That's what it does. Well, I didn't think it would regenerate, but we're getting it from normal bombing as well, which is nice. The jet strategic bomber has a range of everywhere. The longer we wait, the stronger we'll be, but I think it's time to start our attack. Also, we're suffering attrition here because there's too many units in the area. So, let's nuke them a bit. 2 nukes per province that we're bordering, just so we have a nice start. And at the moment the nukes drop, we activate our attack orders. And we'll save the rest of the nukes to clear out pockets of resistance later on. We'll have a few left, but we're getting 1 a week, so we will be producing new ones, and I'll be building more nuclear reactors in the territories we're about to take over. Although I am very disappointed with the temporary effect of nukes. Japan surrendered after 2, and I've dropped 50 on Russia and nothing. Anyway, let's go. They are severely damaged. We should be able to clear them out easily. And I suppose I could call everyone else in now. Yeah, let's call everyone. Each of these countries should be able to at least hold the Russians off if they're bordering them. Like Afghanistan and so on. They have all built some troops, they should be able to hold them off. In the meantime, let's see how well our attack can go. If it can go at all. We're very likely to lose most of our troops. Why are you not attacking? Why are you not attacking? You idiots. I clear the way for you with nukes. You idiots. Maybe we should just give them a manual order to go for Moscow. Probably won't work, but they don't seem to be doing anything. Which is pretty stupid. Let's try that. Q and attack on Moscow once you're done. Yeah, just don't stop. You guys actually do well when you're attacking, but if you're sitting around and doing nothing, well, then you're horrible. Which is why this manual order is necessary. We do have air superiority everywhere. Cass is helping. I don't know, these nukes really seemed pointless. Maybe the manual order was not such a bad idea. They are advancing a bit. Nope, they're about to get surrounded probably. Even if we fail here, theoretically our allies and puppets should be able to handle the situation. Theoretically. Alright, we're not losing as many as I thought we would be, although we are losing quite a lot. That's what the reinforcements are for. This is very risky. I wonder when they're going to cut me off. This is pathetic. They're just sitting here because they're afraid they won't have supply. Paradox, please add a button, I don't care if you have supply, just go attack the enemy. Something like that. If I fail, I blame the fact that they don't want to move because they're afraid they won't have supply. Yeah, this is not going too well. This is far from perfect, and our allies, through naval invasions with just some infantry, are probably doing much better than we are. This would have gone quite well if our troops didn't decide they're not going to move anywhere because, no, we're not going to have enough food or something. I thought we were like an evil dictatorship, and they couldn't say they're not going to move. Still deploying reinforcements. I'm running out of troops, and not much progress has been made. See, I think we're going to win, but we're not necessarily going to win thanks to our units. We did push a bit, we're holding the Russians, we have damaged them quite a lot, but that's about it. I don't think we could push through all the way. We've killed 1.6 million Russian soldiers, Much more than any of our subjects, so I suppose, and allies. So I suppose that's something. We have lost 3 million of our own. Artillery sucks. If I only had, like, one army of pure infantry, just that would be enough for me. Still deploying reinforcements, still sending them to the front lines, but I'm basically out of almost everything. I think I'm going to divert some aircraft production into other stuff. The attack is going nicely from the south, but the Russians are really pushing back here. It is progressing. Very slowly. And I keep dropping nukes to deplete their manpower and equipment. We have essentially exhausted the Soviet Union, but we also exhausted ourselves. We do have some manpower left, which makes it possible for me to keep sending reinforcements. The Soviet Union doesn't have any manpower left, but they do still have a lot of troops in the field, and I'm doing my best to destroy them. Well, of course, we have the advantage of having allies. See, I'm just nuking units. This is going to cost them manpower and stuff. We can't accept those expeditionary forces, although if I accepted all the expeditionary forces, we would just win. I'd just send all that infantry here, and we would just win. Should probably attack a bit more from here. I've sent some extra troops there. I keep deploying them, ahead of time and just sending them to the front lines. Can you go straight to Moscow? Please go straight to Moscow. I'm gonna nuke your way through there. They're attacking, let's nuke them. Trying to defend Moscow, let's nuke them. Attacking here, let's nuke him as well. Maybe you should have sent 2 to Moscow instead. Oh, you? There, and then there. Come on, come on. There we go, we've taken Moscow. Well, now it should get a little bit easier, but only a little bit. I'm almost out of troops. Perhaps I should just get them all into one army. Yeah, we're down to 2 armies. Let's select a place to push. Let's push in Stalingrad. Hey, perhaps we can at least take Stalingrad with this 1 artillery. How far are you from capitulation? 84% towards capitulation. That's still not enough. Come on, just a bit longer. I remember a game called Gorky 17. Quite enjoyed it. Alright, how much more? Come on. 97%. Do I need to nuke it? I don't need to nuke it. Maybe I can do it without... No, actually, I nuked the Spanish army. Oh well, we should be winning now. Is it really going to be the end? Yes, the Soviet Union has capitulated, and we have the most war score. Well, of course we do. So, how about we puppet them? Let's take all that nuclear wasteland for our new puppet. Alright, the game hasn't crashed, which is a good thing. We have finished. We have finished the artillery-only challenge. Oh, was it horrible. Factions map mode. Axis or neutral or some remnants here. All done. The template I used. This bullcrap. If only we could have used just 1 infantry battalion. It would have fixed so much. But no. Okay, so what do you think about this? Was this successful, or did I rely too much on nukes and allies? All I know is that it was absolutely horrible to play this, and I hope you like it as much as I hated it. So yeah, there you have it. Artillery only, plus support companies, and planes, and nukes, and allies. Anyway, it is done now, and hopefully I can find something nice, pleasant, enjoyable for the next challenge. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.